Number one mistake people make, not having the right running shoes. When I first started running, I was 280 pounds, had a pair of basketball shoes because that's the only shoes I owned. Went on a mile run and it was miserable. Legs hurt for a week, and people always say, oh, I'd love to run, but my knees hurt. Well, you got the wrong shoes. Here's the 5 brands I would recommend in order. 1, I would go to Saucony's. Incredibly offering, shaped around running, really good deals. Asics would be my number 2. Third, Nike. Nike has great offerings. I love their race day shoe, but they're on the more expensive side. Adidas's. Great shoe, haven't run in for a while. Again, they don't make their race day shoe in 15, so I've kind of avoided them. The next brand I would go to is New Balance. Great shoes, gold standard, simple. Currently, I have an Asics trainer, size 15, great support. I've really enjoyed it. You can see right here, there's a little scuff. I've had these probably for less than 30 days, a couple 100 miles on them. Tripped one day trying to avoid a possum, if you can imagine it. We were in the dark, there was a possum, it was dead. But at last moment, I moved to not hit the dead possum. Ran into my buddy running, hit the deck, skinned my knee. We're almost healed from that. Number 2, don't be miserable on a run. See a lot of people out there, they're trudging along. They really got this exhausted, painful look on their face. And I think to myself, I remember what it was like to be heavy. I remember what it was like to be running. And anything you're doing that you're not enjoying, you will not stick with and go back to. I recommend, if you're not enjoying yourself, if you can't find that piece of enjoyment, or after the run, you don't really have that sense of accomplishment, stop, maybe do some other things and get back to running for the right reasons, right? If you're just there to free your mind, or if you want to just, get the blood flowing, that's fine. Don't put a lot of pressure on yourself, but be happy. We were on a long run, me and my brother, one day, and he looked over, and we were at mile 12, and he looked over and he goes, smile. And I was like, what are you talking about, smile? And he goes, your body remembers the shape of your mouth. And I was like, dude, that's weird. So I kind of faked a smile, and you know what? I felt a lot better. And I remembered that smile the next day when I thought about my run. And so I do consciously, I don't know if I always smile during a run, but I make sure to not look miserable. I make sure that my face, if someone saw me and they just saw a picture of my face, they would think, maybe I'm not having the greatest time, but I'm not super miserable. Number 3, running mistake, running alone. There's a lot of days that I don't want to show up to things, but by committing to a friend or a partner or my club that I'll be there, I'm much likely to get on the corner at 5:30. So we creates that draw and that consistency and that accountability. So that's one great thing of community. Number 2, we have a great time. It's much more fun, relaxing. We're not thinking about our breathing. We're not thinking about how our feet hurt. We're running, we're interacting. We're getting at it as a group. That energy can keep you together, right? The worst thing, go on a run together, you're a mile in, and then all of a sudden you pause, you stop, and you're like, oh, I can't do this anymore. Most of us will never do that when we're in a group, right? We'll tough it out. We won't let everyone see our weakness, and then not letting see our weakness actually grows a strength. And then we realize we can do it. Number 4, running mistake, running too fast. Number 1 thing amateur runners do is they try to run too fast. We're trying to get our legs used to running. We're trying to get our legs miles. We're trying to use those muscles. We're trying to enjoy our run. So the worst thing you can do right away is run too fast. Even I'm in a marathon training block to get me into under 3:15 to qualify for Boston. And the number 1 thing I concentrate all the time is how do I get more miles in with a slower pace. Right now, slow pace is 9 for me. If you're just beginning to run, maybe it's 10, 30, 11 minute miles. That's okay. Get used to running. You'll get better just by putting the time in, but do not run fast. Do not let your friends pressure you or that it's not running. Running is running. Get out there. Don't run too fast. Enjoy yourself. Use the right tools. And just put in the miles. You'll start to gain confidence and success just by checking that box. You're out there doing your thing. Number 5, make sure to hydrate. Hydration is different for every single person. I have run buddies who really struggle with it, instantly cramp up, can't make it through a race or even a run. I personally, I don't drink a ton before a run. I monitor my hydration the night before. If I get up, I'm feeling good. I don't worry about it too much. On a long run, I don't recommend you bring water on a run. It's not that important. If it's less than an hour run, so let's say 5-6 miles, I wouldn't take water or worry about hydration. Depending on how hot it is outside, if it's really hot, I would avoid, running in like 100-degree weather. But if it's really hot and you want to get out there, just make sure you're monitoring your hydration. On a real long run, I will do a handheld. This Nathan's handheld is great. Fill it up, drink it. I have a little strap. You put it on your hand. Fits nice right there. This is all you need. You can take another electrolyte pouch and out there and find a drinking fountain, put electrolyte pouch, fill it back up, you're good to go again. But this really is 12, 15, 20 miles. That's when I worry about this hydration. Other than that, don't ever think about it.